Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is February 17, 2025. Howard, how was your trip?
Fantastic. Good to be home always, but we had a lot of fun and most importantly, safe. A lot of good climbing. What have you been up to?
The same, working and just taking care of the baby. You went to Tenerife?
Have you ever been?
Yeah, I've been there actually.
How come you went for vacation?
Vacation, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like if you do, I mean, I understand why it was beautiful. I don't like it. It feels like it's like if you live in Europe and need some good weather for sure. But yeah,
Yeah, the only place really in Europe in the winter where you can get some sun.
it's like San Diego. It was beautiful, clear, clean air, amazing hiking and cycling. But uh,
Nice.
yeah, hard to get to from an American standpoint.
Yeah. And in the meantime, the markets are doing well. I mean, continue to climb a wall of worry, and it seems any bad news that shows up, the market is just ignoring it.
Yeah,
And
I don't think there's a wall of worry anymore. So I mean, I think everybody's pretty optimistic. I just think there's just incredible rotation, like the China move, the
yeah,
cybersecurity. I think you just have some incredible trends going on. You have
yeah,
We've never had a de-globalization trend that had software attached to it, like Palantir, right? Like Palantir is a software company, it's a government defense company, and yet, its whole mission is to protect the United States. So you would think like that's not a global business. Like it's a so if you look at like the biggest thing that I've noticed about this era of deglobalization, which is like a new friend of mine, Lewis Johnson, got me on this kick a couple of years ago. He was like, we're going to go, deglobalize. This is the first time where we've had deglobalization in software. So you got Cloudflare, which is like baby Palantir, right? It's Palantir for StockTwits uses it, right, to keep off bots and stuff. So it's like Palantir for the little guy, even though it's a massive company, meaning it's so those are the two companies that I think are the poster child for deglobalization, right? Security. So there's like the cyber stocks like Hack. What is the other one? Bug. Like,
yeah, the ETFs, you mean?
yeah, I mean, look at these things. Exchange. So they're these are big companies now leading this crowd strike. So you've got the cybersecurity stocks, which are kind of usually with deglobalization, it's
Yeah.
like very narrow. It's like commodities, people hoarding commodities. But now you've added this whole next feature, which is like, oh my God, protect us from the enemy and software. So wow, amplify cybersecurity ETF. So that's a different one. So is that like why is that one doing better than the rest? I guess it all depends on how they're weighted.
Yeah. This one has doubled since December 22, and the other one, let's see, book is, yeah, a little bit better than book. Yeah.
Okay. So they've all kind of doubled off the lows, but like there used to be this thing where your cybersecurity company couldn't be $10 billion. Now they're all 10 billion. Like they didn't even think the industry was 10 billion, right? Because there was checkpoint software. So if you pull up CHKP,
Yeah.
that's the original Israeli, what's the market cap? 24. So there was a point where no one thought that could be worth 10 billion. Now it alone is down. Now there's 50 companies in cyber that are 10 billion. So, you know, the internet gets bigger and the games get bigger and the you got to pay to protect yourselves. Like I'm saying, like StockTwits has to pay for Cloudflare, right? Like, when you've gone that far down in the internet market where like StockTwits is a happy customer of Cloudflare, like we're just getting started, right? We're gonna have to use, so if StockTwits is around for the next 20 years, that they have our product, like it's like 18, like we got to pay Cloudflare, you know? These are kind of like, and they can charge us whatever the fuck they want. No, I hope they're not listening, but I know the founders. So anyways, don't chase them, but like this is what the world is. Deglobalization with the software bent. And then you have the degenerate economy, Ivan, which is like
Yeah,
drafting and
speculation. Yeah,
Flutter. So
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
take a look at DraftKings, right? Like that is not the beginnings of that is, I've been talking about it for a while and I'm long. This is all-time highs, and it's not just DraftKings is like a financial company at this point, right? They do KYC. We haven't even gone into where the peer-to-peer betting on DraftKings is insane. So I didn't know this because I don't bet, but at the Phoenix Open, Ivan, on the 16th hole, people were betting on who was going to get closest to the green, like peer-to-peer. So we're talking about something that was like started out DraftKings as fantasy, and now this is like Visa. Like people are just here, $5, $5, like peer-to-peer betting. So what's Rush Street Interact? Yeah, this SRAT is an interesting company too, which Sports Radar, which is a data company. So FLUT, which is FanDuel. Obviously Robinhood. Um, what's Aristocrat Leisure? There's also
Well,
gambling.com.
they're in the same group. They're just showing.
Okay.
Oh,
So go ahead, look, gambling
in
is
Australia.
GMBL. No.
Okay, come on.
Gambling. Uh, yeah, Gam. Look at this. The company's profitable. Just a $500 million company. They own some great domains. Um, no one. So I'd say like this industry is just getting going. It's like porn industry, right? Except infinitely monetizable. Just men will gamble
Yeah, they're
all
very profitable
day.
already. Yeah,
Yeah, no, no, no. I know. I met the founder, and I just talked about it a little bit on StockTwits. And if you want to see me talk about all this stuff, you gotta go to StockTwits, not Twitter. But I mean, look at this thing, Ivan. No one, the company's profitable.
yeah,
So people are like, I don't know, things could really go, but it's only $500 million company, so it's a very small cap. But it just started trending on StockTwits. The founder reached out because he was like, "Yeah, well, how do I get people to know about this company?" So I haven't done much. I just know some of their. It's kind of a roll up, and that they have some cool businesses. Um, but DraftKings just is that's big. That one interests me because they came out with the numbers. And I don't think they were spectacular, but look at now all of a sudden the estimate for next year, right? Like they've really look how much they were paying for customer acquisition, and I think they just finally figured it out. Again, this it's almost like a tobacco company, right? This is not like you're not doing anything great for the world. You're just providing a service that people fucking can't get enough of, right? So you see the QQQs, they're benefiting from all this. Like you got Facebook, which is up, what, 20 days in a row, Ivan?
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's unbelievable. Ever since Mark Zuckerberg looked at Amazon's, got trolled for looking at what's her name's that chest from his Bezos' girlfriend. It's gone
Yeah,
ever since that meme started, the stock's gone up. And then the other interesting thing, I'm gonna let you go talk about swing. There's no reason to swing trade. There's so many trend trades, but boy, BYD, which is China's, you know, ever since Elon got into politics. No, BYD is the Chinese car company. I think it's just truly, I don't know, BYDFF. It's like the company's just called
oh,
BYD.
okay, okay.
Look
Yeah,
at this. This is Chinese. This is Tesla. This is true Tesla. This is China's, cheap electric car, which is
yeah,
supposedly fantastic.
yeah. That's a major breakout here this month. I
Yeah,
mean, China
yeah.
in general is up
No, but look at
15,
this is at all-time highs, whereas Baba and Tencent aren't.
15% year to date, and
And
and that's
go put up Boyd against Tesla, BYD against Tesla. Look where Tesla's, ever since Elon got into politics, stocks has kind of gone nowhere.
yeah,
That still looks great, even though it's just,
monthly, yes. Daily, not so much, but yeah.
So I thought that, and then obviously we talked about the China trade with Baba, and which looks
So you
phenomenal.
have China, Germany, and Brazil. All of them are
I'm
up
just saying, look at Alibaba's market cap.
15% year to
What
date.
is look at
Uh,
Alibaba's market cap?
Almost 300.
I understand, but that was like they're so much bigger relative to American internet company, considering what they own. So again, these are just stubs. You don't really know what you're buying in China. So anything I have there is like 1 foot out the door. But I've been in this and talking about it for about 30 points on stock twits. The 10 cent looks interesting too, right? It's kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Chinese companies look, I mean, this one's not really trading very
no, it does. I just,
actively, but
what are you looking at? So anyways, there's a lot going on.
yeah, there is a
This
lot going
pony
on.
is,
Here's another
it's an
Chinese
IPO
one.
that's, yeah,
There's
autonomous.
like a, self-driving company that broke out to new all-time
Yeah.
highs. Oh, very volatile, but it seems to be like a hot trend.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
kind of Uber meets Waymo of China.
yeah, I mean, obviously right now, Hoot has become a top market leader after those numbers that they reported
Yeah,
last
the
week.
crypto numbers were
Huge,
staggering.
huge acceleration in growth, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually test that spike here,
Oh,
85.
I mean,
Um,
this is like the Palantir, like a buck 70. If it's only trading at 30 times, I mean, really fascinating. I
I mean,
remember,
we've had quite a few, interesting earnings breakouts. I traded the firm, I traded UPSD. Um, Obviously, you had Crocs. My follow up here, earnings breakout if it just goes up above Friday's high.
you know,
Uh, Interesting. There, there are a lot of names. They're just setting up, and even Nvidia has almost fully recovered from that Chinese AI debacle here. I mean, they've almost closed that gap. They're like,
yeah,
30 points
I
away.
remember I was sure that I bought some on that dip. I wasn't super confident, but you can see that like no matter what, people have to buy their chips, right?
I
The
mean,
more
look at
people
here,
use AI,
false breakout here, a false breakdown, and then basically the entry is here on above the high of that false breakout day, and then you use this as a stop. Um,
yeah. Well, now you know where to stop. Like if you want to buy the dips here, you know where to stop
yeah,
below
and then last
113.
last week we heard about ARM Holdings creating their own chip and
Yeah,
Meta being their first customer, and that's
yeah,
where we saw that spike here. So it will be interesting to see some
yeah,
contraction here and maybe potentially setting up for continuation higher. I mean, Nvidia is one of their shareholders, and I think they just sold all of their shares, I guess, because they become their competitors, so maybe they don't want to mess with that. But companies like APLD, company that Nvidia is buying um, pretty heavily here. They're betting
yeah,
on it. Also an interesting name here. Setting up longer term. Here's a weekly chart.
yeah,
The other cheap one, Avago, holding a lot better than Marvel. Just setting up here in a tight range, between 225 and 230, 238, I guess. Setting
yeah.
up for a test of 250.
Yeah, the other one that's just blown my mind because stocks it's used. I know I've talked about it here, but never bought it. Is APP.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the
Unbelievable.
best performing stock in that new bull market that started January 2023. It's up more than 50x since the
Congrats. I mean,
beginning.
no, and still no one talks about it. And you know what? No one knows what it does. And StockTwits, we're a customer and we love the product for our ad business. And I'm just kicking myself because I was talking about it around 100.
So
You know,
what do they do exactly?
so they help you monetize your mobile apps. Like for start, so our in-stream ads is all powered by App11.
Hmm.
So all the big websites use it for monetizing. Look at that. And again, I don't know what the numbers
I mean,
are.
P of 100, they look cheap compared to Palantir, but
You know, so
I
this
mean,
to me, Cloudflare looks again just this is just trend following galore. But honestly, if we go back to like I get more conviction every day, not telling people to buy the stock here up here, but Netflix and Spotify, right? Like they, anytime AI gets better, the companies that own content, YouTube, Facebook, again, I hate Facebook, so I don't own it, but like, and I own it through owning the Qs, but Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, they own no matter how good AI gets, right? And then the financial markets, right? Like deep research. What does that help people do? Trade and invest. It gets people hooked on investing, right? So again, Robinhood, Coinbase, Interactive Brokers. It's just, you know, there's just people are going to trade and gamble. It's degenerate economy, right? It's literally what I've been talking about for 2 years. It's only getting more interesting. And it's just a giant peer-to-peer game. And it's just now you have digital money and digital wallets. And it's just like kids aren't going to use Venmo because Venmo will kick them off. So they're all going to have wallets, right? And the most super interesting thing on the weekend time is Argentina, right? Like he does let he tweets about a meme coin and he could get impeached. And meanwhile, Trump does a meme coin and no one cares, pulls like 10 billion out of it. So it's like all of a sudden Argentina is more like financially less of a scam than the United States. So it's not going to end well. Here's the thing. I have no idea when this is not good that like degenerate companies are leading the market here, right? But it is what it is.
Yeah, just I guess enjoy it while it
Yeah,
lasts,
enjoy it. Like I'm not going to
and
like
and when
judge.
it ends, because every 4 years or so we have a pretty significant correction, meaning
Yeah,
20% plus.
yeah,
And it happens, and guess what? It sets the foundation for the next bull markets.
yeah.
So everybody's pointing out to how uploving is up 50x, 5,000% since January 2023. But they forget that in 2022 they had a 90% correction, and the
Wow.
same with Palantir, about 80% correction in 2022. So
Wow. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
remember buying it at like 20 and selling it at
so
28.
yes, in one bull market can change your life forever, but to have a strong bull market before that, you need to have a big
A
bear
bear
market
market. Yeah.
to set the foundation for that.
Yeah. Yep. 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 That was nasty in 20. It felt short, so you just didn't think it was over. And boy, you know, yeah, I just don't. Now you got Congress women buying the stock. Like it's just, the whole thing's just smells bad. But that's how the markets work. I'm a little wary, but at the same time, I'm not gonna, I wouldn't short this thing.
No, I mean, now with the S&P and the QQQ, basically they built a new base here in the past 2 months and a half. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
maybe just getting started. And
Yeah.
obviously we'll have some, intraday headlines and shakeouts, but the way that even the indices are setting up, it's just looking bullish, and especially with the US dollar pulling back and
It's finally bottoming.
interest rates are also pulling back despite
Yeah.
inflation number coming up
Yeah.
much
There's
hotter
going to
than
be
expected.
inflation, man. There's just going to be, but people don't care. Like that doesn't hurt DraftKings. If people are going to bet, if DraftKings is going to take 2% off millions of people betting $5 all night, peer to peer, it's like the new Visa. DraftKings is just a new version of Visa. They're going to let people gamble and they're going to take their 2% rake and like, like, I mean, imagine this on StockTwits, right? You and me put up a three stock portfolio and I bet you $30, right? You and I'll play all day. It's just like, at least I could say I beat Ivan today, right? Like it's just like golf. So eventually there's going to be peer to peer, my stock, two stocks against your two stocks. You and I will have a bet. People can bet on top of that and just cheer. And you don't have to pay the market makers. And it's a better return. If someone wants to bet $10 on your portfolio versus my portfolio, 2 days, 5 days, 1 month, that's where we're going.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It sounds interesting. Yeah.
So I'm just saying DraftKings is at the center of all of that. And it's it's kind of like Philip Morris. It's not doing anybody any good, but it's just a service business now. They're a financial service company. And
Well, in the
along Philip Morris, this thing is unstoppable.
yeah,
I mean, that is the acquisition of Zyn will go down as one of it's kind of like the Google acquisition. And I think I told you I golf with 60-year-old guys who are in perfect shape and they pop a Zyn because it's their only way. They don't want to drink. So they take a Zyn. It's like taking an Adderall. And,
yeah,
it's like,
strong trend. Yeah. Mhm.
it is just an incredible product. Not good. I'm just saying people are using it. So it's like they finally solved a way for smokers to smoke on an airplane, right?
I don't even know what it is. Like
It's just
I'm
it's a
out of
little
the.
pouch. It's a little pouch with tobacco that you put in your mouth, and it's not messy. So it
Okay.
just seeps tobacco into your fucking bloodstream.
Oh, okay.
It's like heroin, but tobacco.
Hmm.
Yeah, ZYN. So they bought that company for like 17 billion. I think it's making like 17 billion a year now. It's just, you'll notice it now, you see it everywhere. Look at the earnings on this thing.
I mean,
So they,
the growth is not that
no, I
impressive.
understand, but so it's only trading at 20 times earnings because the growth isn't that big.
Yeah,
That's what you get right now. It's just if
but
they
the
had a
trend
tech,
is,
but it's really a tech company, right? They figured out how to cleanly package nicotine in a pouch. So it
and,
really is a tech business.
and with all that growth, I mean, they're up like 50% in the past
Yeah, the
year.
stock's going higher.
They still yield
And under this
3.6%.
administration, no one's suing anybody. And there's going to be acquisitions. It's going to be a free for all in the market. So, but so I don't know where we roll over. Like you said, it's not, we're not, but the setups are good.
Yeah, so far as of right now, yes.
Yeah. All right.
All right, thank you, and see you next week.
All right, buddy. See you.